On to unfinished business, and the first item is the adoption of the Quality School Development Board policy. And this is a second reading. This was, I believe, was 2 meetings ago. We had referred this to the superintendent for his assessment and recommendation. So I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Smith.
Thank you, President Kakashiba. This really is the culmination of 3 years of work, and I would, in absentia, recognize the leadership of Director Yee. So the ability to put into policy the belief and practice that all of Oakland's children deserve a quality school, and moving from a strategic planning framework into concrete deliverables and infrastructure from this balanced scorecard, but still absent in policy, was a commitment to each and every Oakland child to ensure a quality school. And so moving in that direction and really becoming a policy-making board, I think this represents one of the most significant transitions from a policy landscape in the state of California. And I would just recognize the strong leadership of the board, the clarity of the policy, the work that's happened around it'd be one thing to have it and then have to start the work, but it actually is designed around quality standards that exist that were driven by, with, and for community in more than a year-long process. Looking deeply about where quality is happening now and saying that we need to move past ideology and into practice and into sharing resources in service of a healthy Oakland. So for me and for our staff and from where we sit, we consider this to be one of the most powerful policy statements made by this board, and our commitment is to move the organization to meet the high expectations named and described in this policy.
Okay. Actually, can we, is there a motion to adopt?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. So any discussion, questions for the superintendent, questions in general? Director London?
I'm just trying to understand a little better how you envision this rolling out, and I'm particularly interested in the quality, the school quality improvement plans. Are those, I mean, a lot of this looks like work we already have in process, and we're just kind of codifying it. And then I'm interested also in the Quality School Development Innovation Fund and how I know you probably need to really work out how it would be implemented, but I'm interested in, is that something that schools would apply for? Like how would we identify that a school would qualify for that and that they could actually access those funds?
So I'll take a couple of those. So the first is, obviously, the board established the content of the work in Oakland Unified when you approved the strategic plan unanimously. So what all employees are working on in Oakland Unified, you've described. Now, how, in fact, do we establish a set of administrative regulations that actualize all the structures, all the activities? So we've been building tools, but there still wasn't a kind of a unifying framework or policy. There's a plan, but now this actually moves all those ideas into a policy. So the active innovation of school quality review to build a continuous improvement system for the whole organization that improves centrally and improves at school sites around a shared set of criteria. That's work that had been taken up in pieces and in fits and starts, but now is unified by both a community school strategic site plan, a planning process at the school site, driven and tied to the district strategic plan, something that's never existed organization-wide in Oakland ever, period. Now we have. We also have a set of deliverables, but now how do you say that should be held across the city and have a common set of expectations for what quality is? This now says that's what we must do. The other part is the Innovation Fund. There are parts of this process around school quality, around sharing and maximizing all resources. There are many providers that have said, we'd like to participate and come forward and create an Oakland City Fund to support both sustainable and durable transformation, but also embrace the disruptive innovations. And there are organizations that want to step forward and partner, but we also have to declare that that's where we're going. So this is our organizational, this is my interpretation of the policy, that we will in fact create the same kind of opportunities for schools and communities now with site-based governance, to say, here are the things that we want to try, here's the district standard, but here are the things we believe we need to do and we can implement. And there are groups and community members and other people that are going to step forward to create a like city fund. So it would be an opportunity to define it together, but there are both fundraising opportunities, but also local practice sharing opportunities that would be embedded in the fund. And I don't know if President Kakashiba, you want to speak to that at all?
No, I don't know if that answers.
No, I'm just was trying to, envision. I mean, I think it obviously still needs to be worked out. I had just a couple more comments. First of all, as you know, for many years I have thought we needed a citywide education fund, so I'm happy to support that initiative. And then I want to talk a little bit about number 6, about housing qualified public charter schools and contract schools in our facilities. And I really want to lift up the work that has been occurring, and I was going to talk about it in my director report, I still will, but in our special committee on asset management and the really quality work that we're seeing with Associate Superintendent Tim White. And I think that committee is really a place where we can begin to actualize this number 6. So, making sure, I really appreciate your ongoing support of the work that he's doing in supporting that committee, because we're getting great information out of that committee that I think is really going to enlarge our ability to think very broadly about how we actually move forward in implementing this point number 6. Thank you.